Prosecutor, thank you for that very generous introduction. It is great to be here. Great to be here in Michigan with these beautiful Michigan Democrats. And I've got to tell you, and I was mentioning earlier, being in a union hall makes me right at home. Right at home, and IBEW made me. When I tell you, as a young man, when I was first elected to the legislature, it was with the love and strength and support of men and women of unions. And every election, all the way to the one I hold today, has been with the strength of working men and women. Give. So happy to be here. I want to just thank you for the warm introduction. It's great to be here in Michigan on the front lines with frontline election people that understand, that get it, that know what it means to get on the ground and work and make it happen. Where the tone is set for Democrats all around the country to organize and to win. Glad to join with County Prosecutor Layton. Obviously an incredible prosecutor, but also one heck of a comedian. County Clerk Clemens, thank you very much for having an incredible memory. I'm impressed, man. I mean, you didn't have any notes. You called everybody by name. I think that's worthy of a round of applause. And of course, to my dear friend. I'm happy to be here, my dear friend, your amazing Congressman, my dear friend, a great patriot, a great leader, someone that has demonstrated the strength, the resilience, the leadership in the United States House of Representatives. He will sorely be missed as a member of Congress, someone that I'd ask you all to join me with the utmost respect in giving a big round of applause to my dear friend. Doesn't just talk about it, he does it. He shows up and he demonstrates and he leads with the passion that Democrats are proud of. The kind of man that fights, that works, that makes it happen, that has the compassion. Something we all share, a compassion and a love for our country. One that will be again sorely missed in the United States Congress. We love you, Dan. Here in Michigan, you know how it feels, and you know the feel of the stakes of the upcoming election every day. Michigan understands what it means for your families and your communities to have good paying jobs and for everyone to be treated with dignity and respect. Michigan demonstrates to the world how to get back on your feet after coming face to face with existential threats, how to rebuild in the wake of a disaster, whether it's critical infrastructure in disrepair, threatening the lives of children and families, or economic recessions that hollow our factories. Getting back on our feet takes courage. It takes resilience. It takes the kind of strength that says, yes, I can, and I will not be defeated. That's the American spirit. That's who we are. And that's what builds us, and that's what makes America so great. And right here in Flint, your strength and your resilience is what's going to keep us holding on to the White House. It's what's going to turn the corner on the kind of ill-fated hate, backwards ignoring the rule of law, ignoring policy that the Trump administration stands for. That's not America. That's not the America that we love. That's not the America that we know. That's not the Constitution that was written to provide for a more perfect union. That's not who we are. And I'm here today to thank you, to say thank you as a member of Congress from Louisiana, where we are used to be blue, but now very red state. So I get it. We wake up every day trying to turn the corner, to put food back on the table for working people, to give reproductive freedoms for women so they make decisions that government should have no role in, to make sure that education is on the forefront, economic opportunities on the forefront, being able to build a community that's safe and recognizes that God made one race of people and we fools made all the rest. God made a human race. this evening I'm here to remind you, so you can remind your neighbors, your family, your friends, why those leaders are Joe and Kamala. Two people that we know, that we trust, that have demonstrated a commitment to our people. The Biden-Harris record is clear. When President Biden and Vice President Harris took office, we faced a series of unprecedented crises, a raging pandemic, a battered economy, ongoing climate crisis, and a long struggle with racial injustice. Well, Joe and Kamala ran on the promise to tackle these crises head on and deliver for working families, and that's exactly what they've done. Under their leadership, with the help of Democrats, we're seeing a great American comeback with an economy that is being rebuilt from the bottom up and the middle out. Unemployment has reached a 50-year low, with 15 million new jobs created and counting. Over 340,000 jobs, including 21,000 manufacturing jobs right here in Michigan.
Yeah.
Wages keep going up and prices keep going down. Joe Biden and the Democrats took on Big Pharma, and we won. Now 2 million Michigan seniors only have to pay $35 a month for insulin, instead of the hundreds they were paying before. Medicare now has the power to negotiate lower prices for prescription drugs, which means major savings for our seniors and for every taxpayer. Joe Biden and Democrats took on big oil, and we won, securing the single largest climate investment in history, which will ensure that our clean energy future will be built right here in America, while creating good-paying jobs in communities all across our country. Families are beginning to feel the benefit of President Biden's landmark bipartisan infrastructure investment, with modernizing roads, bridges, trains, public transit, and more, making communities safer, cleaner, and easier to navigate. The $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill is the largest infusion in capital in our country since the creation of the interstate system. Now let that sink in for a second. The largest infusion in capital dollars since the creation of the interstate system. Many presidents and many Congresses talked about an infrastructure bill, talked about an infrastructure week, talked about an infrastructure month, but it was the Biden-Harris administration and the 117th Congress that did it. Promises made, promises kept. And of course, the job isn't done. At kitchen tables across the country, families are still worried about the cost of living, the safety of our children, and health of our planet, and the fate of our personal freedoms. That's why this election is so important. Who can we trust to protect the progress we made and to keep fighting forward? If there's one thing we've learned over the last 3 years, is that having a president who cares about you and your family really does matter. Not one that cares about himself or smears us all through one drama, catastrophe, and embarrassing moment after another. I know this room. I feel your energy. I know this room. I know powerful Democrats. I know passionate Democrats when I see it. I know what our parents taught us and what we told our children. Keep your nose clean. Stay out of trouble, and you might one day be president. Well, this guy defied all that. Let's still tell our children, keep your nose clean, stay out of trouble, and you will be president. Because we're going to change what a president looks like, because he looks like Joe Biden. He doesn't look like that guy who disrespects women, who disrespects families, who disrespects the flag, who disrespects our country, who gave the energy to January 6th to defile our capital. Because if you don't respect the rule of law, and you don't respect the Constitution, and you don't respect the institution, how do you call yourself an American?
Yes.
Biden and Vice President Harris believe in an America where everyone has a fair shot at a better life. No matter where you're from, what you make or how you pray or who you love. Where opportunity abounds and Americans have more freedom than their parents did, not less. This Supreme Court seems to think that less is more, and we know that isn't true. That's why we're working every day to build on the record and to prove that this can be done. That we can actually say things and mean it. That we actually can fight for a more perfect union. That we actually can live together enjoying this environment and this world that we only have one of. Protecting it with appropriate EPA regulations. Protecting it with safety so people can live the life that they choose. That people can be educated in the schools they want or live in the communities that they want and have opportunities to stay here and to have our manufacturing built in America again. Standing on the principles of nothing is stronger than the American worker. And as the president has said so many times, never bet against America. Never bet against America. President also says, don't compare him to the Almighty, compare him to the alternative. So let's remember who will be on the other side of that ballot. Not the Almighty, it's the alternative. Biden has earned our respect. He's earned our trust. He's demonstrated his commitment and his passion. Now he needs us, proud Democrats, to go on the streets of America, to go in the barbershops of America, to go in the grocery stores of America, to go in the clubs, in our organizations, rather it's the Lions Club or Rotary clubs, or on the street, or in the classrooms, or in the places that we worship, and tell people what's at stake. Tell them what's at stake. Remind them that this is not just any old election. This is a battle for the heart and soul of our country. This is a battle for our very democracy. Look at the rainbow of people in this room. This represents America. This represents America. The America we love. Unfortunately, everyone doesn't love this America. Some would make this room look quite different. Some would discriminate based on who we love. Some would discriminate on what we look like. Some would discriminate on who we praise. Some would discriminate on where you live and how much money you have. That's not America. America is a melting pot where everyone can live out the best of their lives to the fullest of their potential, their energy, and their commitment to get there. That's the America I love. And I believe that's the America you love. And we've got to fight to protect that America, not only for ourselves, but for generations and generations to come. Trump brags about overturning Roe. He's called for punishing women who get abortions and wants to ban abortions nationwide. He's the reason why MAGA Republicans in states across the country have been able to take away reproductive freedoms, including birth control. While this administration has made the largest ever investment in clean energy and climate action, Trump calls climate change a hoax. Said it isn't real. And is promising to give in to the oil companies and rubber stamp their wishes. See, we know that oil production is important. I'm from an oil producing state. But I also understand that coexistence is important. That we have to do it cleaner, we have to do it greener, we have to look at wind and solar and other alternatives. But while we're working to get to that, we have to recognize the importance of communities. Because the number one commodity for any industry is its people. And we have to protect clean water, clean air, to make sure people are safe. The Biden-Harris administration has invested more money in the Inflation Reduction Act for environmental justice than almost ever before. I think that's a round of applause for the president. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are tackling the broken student loan system, canceling $138 billion in student loans. That's impacting nearly 4 million Americans. Trump praised the Supreme Court nominee blocking relief for these student loans. But the president didn't quit. He didn't roll over and say, and kick rocks. He went back to work. He found another way to get it done, to provide the relief to the American people that he promised he would do, all while Biden is focusing on lowering costs, including prescription drugs and grocery prices. Donald Trump wants to raise health care costs and rip away health coverage for millions. That's not the president we need. We need a president that cares about people. President Biden is creating more jobs and economic opportunities for all Americans, for communities that are often overlooked and have been hardest hit by the crisis that we've seen in our times. Trump is running to expand his tax handouts for big corporations and the super rich who don't need a break. They need to pay their fair share. They need to pay their fair share. We all understand the importance of taxes, and I dare say none of us really like them. But we understand what it does. It pays for police and fire. It pays for public education. It pays for infrastructure, roads and bridges. It pays for fire. It pays for the protections that we have, that we enjoy. Why should working class people bear all the brunt while the richest rich pay nothing? That's just not fair. And we, as strong Democrats, have a responsibility to stand up, to fight, to go and to tell those who spend more time looking at Fox News and getting it all wrong. You go into those barbershops, and sometimes you listen and you can almost tell which channel their television is on. Because they're saying it verbatim. They're talking about immigrants as if they're going to take our jobs. What are you talking about? Who's not an immigrant? We all came from somewhere else, unless you're Native American. And if you are, let me apologize to you again for what we did to you. We're bigger, we're better, we're Democrats. Genesee, we're Democrats. Yeah. Genesee, we're Democrats. Genesee, we're Democrats. And Democrats don't quit. We don't give up. We don't neglect our country, our flag, or our people. And we will fight, and we will win in November because of you. Now, I know I am preaching to the choir. But even the choir needs rehearsal. So let us all rehearse. Let us all practice. Let us all sharpen our wit, sharpen our tools, sharpen our battle, get into our fighting weight, get on the street and tell people, vote, bring a friend, bring another friend, call another friend, and let's win this election in November. God bless you.